So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But I think I want to sit my bag here. Before I get started, I give all praise to the Lord to Yahweh. Shem, Al Jabba, Dash. And here I am again, back out here, ready for another camp, man. So let's get right into prophecy, bro. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? The disciples was asking, Yahweh shall, so when is going to be the end? What's going to be the signs? So let's see what he said. So then Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. So he's saying first, that no man deceive you. There's a lot of deceivers out here. They tell you any and everything you want to hear. You know, you can pop your woman on the Shabbat, on the Sabbath. They telling you could do that. They saying you could practice sodomy with your woman. You know, they telling you all kind of stuff. And then you got some groups telling you there's no Jacob's trouble. It's just a figment of your imagination. Man. You know, there's no ill times coming. So let no man deceive you. What's the name? Comfort. He deceived a lot of people. He was talking about he was the God sent comforter. And look where he is now. In the graveyard, pushing up daisies, man. Yeah. For many shall come in my name, saying I am the Mashiach, and shall deceive many. So yeah, it's like gonna come around deceiving many. And Comfy, he was one of them, you know. And all these other charlatan pastors out here, man. These charlatan preachers, they saying just give me money and everything gonna be all right. You know? What's his name? David Koresh. Then he said he was like Jesus or something like that. I remember it's been so long, I forget how the story goes. So you got a lot of people saying, they Hamashiach in the flesh. It was some crazy fool from some country part of Louisiana. I forget. New Roads or something. He's talking about he was a Yahweh Shah, man. A dusty, crusty, you know, N-word that was just eating chitlins and hog maws 2, 3 years ago. And pork skins, cracklings. All of a sudden, he's talking like he Yahweh Shah back on the earth. So, and believe it or not, he had a following too. He had like 2 chicks, 2 dudes following him, man. And they actually believe this fool right here in Louisiana, man. A so-called Negro. He get Howard Shaw, man. Which he is a so-called Negro, but not this one. You know, this guy was just a nigga a few years ago in the world. You know, he was talking about he's back, but why are we still here? You know, why are we still here in bondage? If he was, our savior, man, and our deliverer. I'm going to show you, man, this truth will bulk you up. You know, you got people saying they Michael and who was the archangel, the archangel Michael and Raphael, I believe, or Gabriel. I think they said it was Michael and Gabriel. You know, so you gotta watch out for guys like this, man. Talking about they something greater than what they claim to be. Verse 6, and you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you're hearing war after war going on. You know, Trump so-called peace brokering wars. You know, he's the peacemaker. You know, but yet he positioning submarines near Russia. Make that make sense. You know, on one end he's about peace, and the other end he about war. So that's just more erratic behavior, man, coming out of this guy. You know, the scripture says, unstable man is unstable in all his ways, man. The Trump's very unstable. He's a ticking time bomb, you know? So you shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and wars are popping off like popcorn, man. You know, so he's a very unstable man. You know, and there's wars and rumors of wars out here. You got to be careful. So you got to be very careful. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in various places. Hey man, all kind of earthquakes popping off in New York, New Jersey area, man. You know, it happened last year, but it happened twice this year. And if you go to the earthquake website, and you can see all the various earthquakes going on in the earth. So it's just all part of that diverse places. And it says, and there should be famines. Hey man, it's a great famine in Gaza right now, man. A great famine. You know, they fighting over a loaf of bread to the death, man. You know, parts of Africa, Yemen keeps a fresh famine. It says, verse 8, you know, like I said, you got nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You got Ukraine and Russia, you know, Israel and Iran going back and forth. And you got two other countries, Armenia, and I forget how to pronounce the other one. You know, they just settled a peace deal. So, you know, these nations are going up against each other, man. You know, it's like WWE, man. WWF Royal Rumble right now. SummerSlam. You know? It's like SummerSlam out here. It says, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So yeah, this is just the beginning. You know, the end time started over 2,000 years ago. When our Savior got up on that cross and died, man. That's when the end started. Now we're coming to the end of the end. You know, the very end of this. And nothing, nothing about this. I don't care how many prayer groups you try to get going. You know, not gonna do you any good. You know, it don't matter how many times you write your senator, your governor, president. Nothing can change the prophecies in this book. You stuck like Chuck, man. You stuck like Chuck. You know, so for the record, them people in Israel, man, ain't the people, man. So they not, you know, they not people you read about in this book. You know, they're gonna get everything, man. They're not gonna get the blessings, the, the promise, I should say. They got the blessings. You know, I take that back. They got the blessings. They not gonna get the promise. You know, and that promise only come through these people on this sign, man. We're the ones who gonna get the promise, man. You know, eternal life, the planet, universe, no more sickness, you know, rulership. We're the ones who are gonna get that promise, man. And everybody else gonna get the bad end of this deal. Like the scripture say, you soon gonna know who's the most high's chosen, man. You know, like in Song of Solomon, you're gonna be amazed, man. Song of Solomon 5, you know, chapter 5. You're gonna be amazed at the uniqueness of our salvation. It's gonna be very unique and amazing. And when I say us, man, I'm talking about the elect, Lord willing. I'm about that number. You're gonna see not uniqueness, like it, the strangeness, like that's the spirit hitting. You're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. You know that fucking. I don't know what I eat really. I don't know if they put some MSG in it or what, but I've been messed up ever since. You know, that cotton mouth. Feel like I'm in a damn near dream right now, man. Falling asleep, trying to make it back to the terminal. So I don't know what they got in that sub. Probably MSG. You know, so I'm gonna try to push through this. Keep it pushing. I'm gonna keep it pushing. It might take me a little bit to get my thoughts right. I'm still here. Needless to say, I won't be ordering that again. You know? Let's go on. Verse 10, it says, then shall many be offended and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Yeah, I was just touching on that, you know, especially at your TBN network, man. You know, you can, I don't know if they still got that TV station. TBN, I think that's it. You know, you can tune on that and you can catch Kenneth Copeland. He looked like a demon, man. Pure demon. I don't know if they still got the same old game, man. It's been a long time since I watched it. I know Creflo Dollar still living. You know, Creflo Dollar, Eddie Long dead. You know, he was playing with them boys, if you know what I mean, and caught something allegedly. I don't know, whatever he caught, it killed him. You know, he in Atlanta, so you fill in the blanks. You know, hot Atlanta. It's a hotbed for two things, man. The Alphabet Crew and that disease, man. Starting with an 8. So yeah, Eddie Long dead. It's somebody else. I think this guy probably dead by now. Leroy something. Is his name Leroy? Or Clarence? I don't know. It's when that whole, you know, money doctor out there. You know, with TD Jakes, the rest of them scoundrels, you know. TD Fakes. I might slide back to the end down there, man, since the sun's starting to set a little lower. I head to the street. These flies. So this here we are. Granny. Eyes on the road. I'm being proud of somebody over. Grandma being ran somebody over. Verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So yeah, it's cold out here in these streets, man. People getting killed over donut sticks, man. Road rage at an all-time high. You look at somebody wrong, you liable to get shot, man. You know, I sit up on YouTube and I just go from city to city, state to state, looking at the news articles, man. And motherfuckers are being killed. Life is worth nothing. You know? A human life is worth nothing these days. So because there's so much iniquity, people waxing cold and cold, man. You know, it used to be a lot of empathy for people, man. That's going out the window. Yeah. You know, somebody just blow your brains out because they bored. They got nothing else to do. You know, go to this city. It's people getting carjacked. I saw some today. I didn't get a chance to catch up on it. Somebody in Atlanta, two mortar cops got shot. A so-called Negro shot 5 people on the base yesterday. Active shooting. You know, they caught the white boy out there in Tennessee. He killed like 4 people. So I don't know if they caught the dude in Montana. He killed like a couple people. So people are waxing cold and cold, man. You gotta be careful what you say and do to people these days. You know, so hey, if somebody wanna get over, let their ass over, man. They gotta. It ain't worth the bullet, you know. I let people cut me all day long, you know. They don't even bother me. Verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. So that's what it's about, enduring to the end. You know, you gotta endure to the end, bro. Well. You gotta endure to the end. That's what it's all about. How about Shemel Shah, man? Don't like quitters. You know, you said when you signed up for this, you're gonna do this to the end. And that's in the contract, man. You know, so a lot of guys came into this, you know, and they, got a girlfriend, lost patience, you know, or got a nice job. It's some dude hit the lottery, and he just said, "The hell with the truth, man." You know, so they didn't endure to the end, man. You know, I'm in too deep, so I can't turn around now, man. I'm in way too deep. Spend too much time with you. So either you gonna do this till you get delivered, or do this till you drop, man. That's your only two options. So it's it's either with me, you know. It's either one with me, man. You know, Lord willing, Lord willing. Look to the Most High, man. Look to the Most High who He want to do this to the end. And as for me, if I can put some on it, man, I'm gonna keep on pushing this truth, man. And that's just what it is. Let's go on. So let's read that over. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, same shall be saved. So yeah, all those guys that came into this and left, they did all that work for nothing, man. You stood out being talked about, cussing people out, you know, for nothing. You know, you did all this work just to go back into the world, man. That don't make no sense. That's the thing. You gotta look for the bigger picture, man. Look at the bigger picture. Yeah, sure. All of Israel gonna get the kingdom. Yeah, all of us gonna get the promises, right? But there's gonna be different levels to this in the kingdom, man. We're gonna have different levels. And I'm trying to be on that next level, man. I need to be on the next level. I need all doors unlocked in the kingdom. I need full access to everything. Get up out of nothing. Get up out of nothing in the kingdom, bro. Whatever being discussed about Israel, I would be right there in the midst of it. You know, whatever the plans are, man, I want to be right there. So that's why I want to do this, man. Keep on doing it. You know, not only to be delivered, but I'm thinking about down the road when eternity kicks in. You know, your work's gonna follow you into the kingdom, and whatever you did is all being accounted for right now, bro. It's all being accounted for, and you're gonna be rewarded. So I'm looking for that reward, and we all out here working for that penny. You know, the thing is with this though, when you get tired, you don't get paid now. You get paid later. A lot of people can't deal with that. You know, this is work now and get paid later, man. You know how people got that microwave spirit now. They need their money now, man. But you know, I'm a little bit of an I want to say I'm a serious investor. You know, I'm no day trader or nothing. But when I see shit that counts and shit that really matters, something that got really good potential in it, you know, I'm gonna double down on. Right now, I'm doubling down on this. Go on, man. You know, so all those guys, especially turn the back on your back on your Howard Shaw, man. I don't think he forgot. You know, you signed a blood contract with the Lord, man. You know, it's blood in, blood out. You just can't. Oh, I'm gonna go back into the world. Everything good. It don't work like that. You know, you turned your back on the Lord, man. He got something waiting for you, bro. He got something waiting on you. You know, I can go into many accounts where the Lord killed people, man. Coming to this truth, playing games. Next thing you know, people bugged out, or their ass is dead, man. So this is very serious. I want this thing tipped down. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for the weak and timid, man. This is not for the weak and timid. Cause believe me, Why the hell is it so high? You're gonna you're gonna lose a lot of people when you come into this truth. A lot. Friends gonna turn against you. Or hell, you might just turn against them. You can't hang with them, you know? You ain't on the same level as much. You know, you might hang on to one or two maybe. But for the most part, you're gonna come an oddball, man. Your family gonna be up against you. Your woman, they gonna fight you to the nail. You know? You're gonna be like the black sheep. You know, everything about your life gonna transform, and everybody around you gonna notice it. So you got to be real careful, man. You got to read the print. There ain't no fine print in this. You just got to read the print, man. And they say, hey, man, whoever said and do it to the end, make it out this bitch. And that's what it's all about, man. Making it out of here, man. In one piece. Let's go on. Second Esdras 6, verse 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So what shall be the sign of the times, man? You know, I read to you something earlier, or some signs of the time, or some tokens of the time that we in. Let's go. Verse 8. And he said unto me, for Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob man was first the head of Esau, man. So Jacob, you know, when he was in the womb, you know, and as they was coming out, Jacob was hanging on the, you know, to Esau's heel, man, symbolizing he's gonna take him down at the end, man. You know, yeah, he's gonna come out and rule and do it. But Jacob is gonna eventually pull him down, man. And that's what you're seeing now. You're starting to see things starting to turn, man. We're getting closer and closer to that pancake flipping. You know, when you put a pancake on the grill or something in the pan, you start getting them holes in it. You know, in the batter. You know, it's time to flip it. Same way with the sign of the times, man. Things are getting ready to flip, man. You know, Trump already came out today talking about a 1929 Great Depression, man. You know, so he's setting the stage. Because, you know, everybody got to go digital, man. This whole old money system got to go away. You know, he's not getting Trump coin for nothing. Just to have. You know, he ain't investing all these millions of dollars in Bitcoin and Ethereum and other crypto coins, man. Crypto tokens for nothing. You know, he's a businessman. He's gonna see some return on that shit, man. So what they gotta do, they gotta get rid of the old coins, the paper, debit cards, all that gotta go away. So we fastly approaching a new digital age, man. The old way of doing things. You ain't gonna be able to write you a cashier's check on how your money market account, man. Your check's gonna go away. Everything you thought you had, man, is gonna be valued at zero. You know? But this is just part of the times, parts of the signs of the times that we're coming to, man. But all of this is about to go away. All this is about to be a thing of the past. Where's some other signs E, sleazy E coming down? Well, you got when a civilization goes through the decadent phase, it's pretty much the end of a civilization, man. And we're in that decadent phase, man. They even have a decadence fest down here to even to confirm what I'm saying. Every time humanity goes into that phase, the collapse ain't far behind, man. You know, you got the alphabet people running amok. But hey, man, those are the times. I'm watching some video. It's some dude here in New Orleans, man. I forget what he was. What he was. He in charge of something, head of something. But he was on Fox 8. I was watching the video. I clicked on it. It looked like a chick, but it started talking. That dude had a voice deeper than mine, man. I was like, look at this shit here. I can't believe it. This dude's voice was so deep, and I thought swerving down it was a woman. You couldn't have told me that wasn't a woman, man. Thank goodness he can't disguise his voice. Man. Verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So leave the so-called white man, is the end of the world. And don't be sad if I say so-called white man. He runs the world right now. You know? Starting with the bankers, man, the Rothschilds. They own the planet, man. So this is their time to rule. But Jacob is the one that follows, man. So after this whole Western civilization falls, up comes Jake, man. We got next. We got next, bro. Next and forever. That's the sweet part about ours. He ruled as the Greeks, the Romans, and fast forward to now, he ruling now, man. Ever since that Renaissance period, man. So the Lord gave him a good run, man. He gave him 3 times. Gave him the ball 3 times, man. This is the last match right here, though. This is the last match. This is the last round. But I say it was 36, 37 trillion in debt. Yeah, that's another sign of the tokens, man. Another token. About over. You can't bounce back to 37 trillion, man. So you got 37 trillion in debt, over 200 million in liabilities, 200 trillion. You know, the dollar is, I mean, near near worthless, man. It's lower than its all-time low. So hey, man, I'm just giving you all kind of examples of the end, man. To let you know what's the end. You know, it's gonna do like a what they said, a dead cat bounce or something like that. It's gonna do some shit like that. You know, it's gonna crash, and they're gonna be like, oh, we got something for the crash. You know, get these digital currencies, get these RFID market chips, the market of beast, and everything gonna be all right. Which is only a setup, man. And after that, it's a wrap. You know, Yahweh shall come back on that chariot, that so-called UFO. World War III going on. You know, and that's the grand finale, man. That is the grand finale. You know, that's the fireworks show. All right, going on now. You know, that's gonna be the fireworks show, man. We'll finally close it up. When those thermonuclear missiles get shot off, man. You know, and that's gonna be the nail in the coffin. Final nail in the coffin. The thermonuclear missiles, which Trump said he positioned some subs near Russia, and Russia said, "Hey, we got subs near you, Trump. You know, near the U.S." And they all nuclear armed, man. They all got nukes. So we got some serious pieces on the chessboard moving right now, man. You know, it could be a barbecue very soon. You know, it could be a thermonuclear barbecue going on, man. So let's go on some more. This second address 9 and 1. He said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. So yeah, I'm telling you those signs that your ass should be looking for, man. Letting you know we close to the end of this thing. And I named them all, man. I wouldn't say it. I may have left out a couple. Take that. Not I wasn't trying to. I just left some out. You know. Like I said, that MSG got my head kind of messed up right now. I think they put that shit in my food. Me and MSG don't agree. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that is the very time wherein the highest began to visit the world which he made. So all those, everything I mentioned, out of the scriptures, letting you know It's the time when the highest getting ready to visit the earth which he made, man. Now you're gonna visit this place and touch this place. Because look at this, you know, like, I made this. You're like, you know what, let's just start over. You ever drawing something, got into it, you're like, oh man, that was good. You see it, you're like, just ball the paper up and throw it away. Like, let me do it over. I could do better. That's how the Lord is going to do this place, man. You know, like, just erase it from the face of the earth. You know, and I'm gonna start it over, man. I'm gonna give it a reset. You know, this is gonna be one big animal sanctuary, man. You know, uh, desert creatures, lizards, you know, owls and things of that sort, scorpions. Gonna inhabit this place after those missiles go off. It's gonna be the biggest, you know, animal sanctuary on the planet. You know, and they're gonna get to live in peace, man. They're gonna do what they need to do as animals programmed to do, and they're gonna be in peace. You know, they ain't got to worry about getting hunted down, man, and put on a damn fireplace mount. They ain't gonna be a trophy being taxidermied somewhere, man. A damn taxidermy got a damn, you know, a damn owl or something. All that's gonna go away, man. You know, they're gonna be over here in peace, man, living their day-to-day life. You know? Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. So I've been telling you about the earthquakes and the uproars of the people in the world, man. All these are signs. All these are signs. Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Most High spoke of this, man, even before the earth was created, man, that this was going to take place this way. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So yeah, we're in the very end. The end is made manifest. All the pieces are laid out for the puzzle, man. You just, you know, you got that 1,000 piece puzzle. You know, it's all coming together, but you probably still got about like 10, 15 pieces missing, man. You know? And that's where we at, man. Those last 10, 15 pieces missing to complete the puzzle. So how do we know, you know, without a shadow of doubt, man, that this is the end stage of it? Well, you got the mark of the beast already online, man. You got Neuralink implanting people with microchips in their brains. You already got the microchip in the hand. The end is made manifest. So just like everything has a starting and an end, except for the Most High, man. He doesn't have a start or an end. That's the only thing. That's the only, I wouldn't say thing, but only being, that doesn't have a start or an end, man. Everybody else do. They say he's the ancient of days, man. But you can't even wrap your mind around it. Like, we're so used to things having a starting point, or somebody was birthed some type of way. Like, okay, that's how they. With the ancient of days, man, there's no beginning, man. Wrap your mind around it. Verse 6. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and faith, whereby ye have believed, having faith, man. So that's the recipe right there. You don't need to be a biblical scholar to figure that out, man. You don't need to go into the history. You don't need a deep breakdown. I don't need to sit you down and, tell you to read this precept, read that precept. Okay, go to this chapter. No, that's plain, man. That is the recipe, to get your ass out of here, man. So, it's with the Most High, man. You don't work, you don't eat, man. But the Lord saying, you're going to escape out of here, and once you start doing this work, escape by your works, man. Let's read that over because I've been looking for that one. This is 2nd Esdras 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his work and by faith where ye have believed, and enduring to the end, man. Hey, you don't feel like coming out here? Still come, man. Prophecies ain't moving, and you still come. I remember that time not too long ago, 6, 7 months ago, like nothing was happening, man. It was like dead. No prophecy going on. Trump just got in office. Shit was going all right. It seemed like, damn, everything just went cold. But hey, you still got to push through it, man. Because, our people, they like to get, about emotions, man. You can't live this truth on emotions, and hoping that something happened today, something gonna happen tomorrow. Sometimes it does happen. And then sometimes it must go by where nothing happens. But you still got to keep coming out here. You still got to get you a lesson together. Well, you can just go in the spirit. You don't got to have a lesson. I'm used to getting a lesson together. So, spirit hits me, I get a lesson together. Come out here. And if I don't have a lesson, in all my previous lessons, I might find some notes that I had from 2, 3 months ago, and say, you know what, I'm gonna go over this again because it's the same song over and over and over. It don't change. It's the same song. So no matter what I get, what lesson I pick up, it's still the same songs, the same lyrics. So you gotta take into account for that. You always gotta listen. Like I said, man, sometimes the spirit hits you and you want to do something entirely different. Now, who knows? Verse 8 shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So before everything was formed, the Most High had His chosen, already selected, man, from the beginning. I'm talking about Genesis, you know, and even before Genesis, man, He was already determined. So what's the Most High's land, man? Israel, man. That's that's His favorite piece of land. You know? And He said He's gonna settle back in His land. And we fastly approaching that time, man. And we're gonna reclaim what's ours, man. Hey, I think I'm ending up on that. Like I said, I'm a little thrown off today, man. That damn sub messed me up. Salaki on that. I might have to start bringing my lunch again on Friday. And I might just start doing that again, man. Just pack my own lunch on Friday. Cause man, that damn sub threw me through a loop. I might have to go home and drink me a gallon of water or something, man. Cause my mouth's still dry. No, so hey, that's it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that. I'm gonna get my salute, and I'm gonna get on out of here, man. But before I get out of here, man, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to you. Hey, and Shalom, man. The Shabbat is over, man. Sabbath over. You see? Hold on, so like I might be wrong, and let me check the time. Oh, so lucky on that. Nah, sunset at 7:47, so we're still in the Sabbath right now. So in a few more minutes, man, not too long, it will be over with. So hey, Shalom, man. And Shabbat Shalom.